All right, Daisy might have to leave if she's going to be this much of a distraction to you guys.
Distraction to what?
Well, you're not talking, and Jack is only petting the dog. You're putting the mic in Daisy's face.
Well, she wants to talk.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't speak English.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
She's looking for treats because my mom is gone.
We get rid of a microphone. It's 3 guys, 2 mics, and a dog.
That is the only reason we're doing this here, right? Is because your mom's gone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my mom's gone this weekend, so I have
Where's
to
she
take
at?
care of Daisy. She's in Palm Springs with her friends.
What's she doing?
She went on a hike today, and then she went on a... she's barbecuing tonight, I think.
With how many people?
Sounds like a real fun time.
I think it's the whole bachelorette party.
Which would equate to... Who's getting married?
20, 30 people, I think, probably.
Are they social distancing?
Yeah, they're all taking proper precaution, I'm sure.
They're all wearing masks. No, she's going... She is like... It's like her best friends from like Wisconsin came down and are in Palm Springs right now, so she's with them. It's a couple. A lesbian couple.
That are getting married, or they're just hanging out?
No, they're just hanging out.
I was talking to Mike the other day about how in Florida there's gated communities and like they're all built around these golf courses. So like
That's
all
what
the
they
backyards, all the backyards.
They're in Florida?
No, but they're in one of those places like they live on the golf course.
Yeah.
And they're because I was like, do they have a pool? And she's like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, the community pool. And I was like, you're gonna go to a community pool?
Community pool, just soak in the stew, baby. Let's just get up and in everyone else's juices.
Stop that, dude. I can hear her breathing in my ears.
Would you retire to a gated community? Like you and your friends all just like get the little cookie cutter houses in the neighborhood?
No, probably not. Have you ever seen Weeds?
Yes.
You know the intro that's like, how does the intro go? All these houses on the hillside.
Why would you bring it up if you don't know?
Yeah.
I did know it. I just sang it. All these houses made of ticky-tacky, and it's like the suburbs.
Of
course, that's like the worst. That's like scary to me.
Terrifying.
But I mean, now after the pandemic and all that, probably want a house.
Yeah. At this point.
Because you want space now.
Mm-hmm. We could go to Florida, watch spring training.
Dude, after the pandemic, I'm ready to do anything, bro.
Yeah.
I'll go to Florida. We'll hang out.
Yeah, go jet skiing.
We're gonna go to Mike's house. We already know that. We're gonna go to Quincy.
We're gonna
hang out at all the haunts.
We're gonna go to Doughboy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Another shout out to
We'll
Doughboy.
do a podcast
Go to
live
Sully's.
Live at Doughboy. Let anyone that comes in come and mic up.
Dude, that'd be perfect.
Well, remember when we were there, and then the guy was like, "You guys need to work together."
Yeah, that was right before we graduated.
Mm-hmm. And then now, look at us now. See,
the only
he was
one.
Right.
He was right. The only people in each other's lives.
We would never talk to each other if it wasn't for that guy.
That guy put us together.
Honestly, when we got up at Doughboy that night, I was ready to walk out and never see any of you guys again in my life. But then that guy was like, "You guys have good chemistry," like right as we were leaving. And then so I was like, "All right." It was like slow motion. Like that was like the beginning of like the movie.
He gave us all handshakes
that
too.
Old sage.
Did he?
Yeah, I remember it.
I don't think I shook his hand.
Oh, because it was like because he's black or something. Are you racist?
No, I don't know. No.
This was before the
This was
George Floyd
COVID.
protest, so this was before we had to actually be not racist.
Dude,
this is before racism existed.
Yeah. I was thinking about that protest. We walked a long time.
We walked a very long time.
Like 10 miles in a day, dude. I went from walking not even a half a mile, 10 steps. I went from walking to my fridge and my bathroom.
Yeah.
And those are the only places other than my room, to walking 10 miles in a day and getting sunburnt until my skin started to peel.
You were so sunburned.
You're so funny.
And then we got really sunburned when we drove to San Francisco with the top down.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's always a mess for me. I always look like somebody just held a lighter right next to my skin for a really long period of time.
Yeah, like the sun.
Like toasted. Well, it's not. I'm not right next to the sun.
Well, if you were right next to the sun, you would be dead.
You don't know that.
Checkmate. I'm a checkmate.
You don't know that.
You don't know that.
So do we want to do new thing possibly right now?
You want to hold my gum if I do this, Daisy? Do you have a trash can in here? Could you bring that out? Could you like grab it? I'm gonna throw out my gum, but I don't want to like get it stuck to your wastebasket. 1 second.
You can put your head in my trash can. One time in college, I like took like 14 tequila shots in my friend's dorm. Oh, I stayed in his room for spring break. I left a bottle of Malibu in his freezer, and then he drank it. And then he was like, I was like, oh, and then he was like, to repay you, I'll buy you a bottle of liquor. So he bought me a bottle of tequila, and I took 14 shots in his room, just in his room that night. I don't know why we're like inviting people over, and everyone who came in, we were like, take a shot with us, and then no one like people didn't want to, so I'd like take their shot also. Anyway, by the end of the night, I was like needed to throw up, and I went into his roommate's room, and he like gave me his trash can, and it was just filled with tissues. And I was like, I was like in the trash because I was like wanted to vomit so bad. And then he's like, wait, and he like took the trash can away and like emptied it. And then he was like, those are all like cum napkins. just breathing in his huffing his cum,
huffing cum.
I'm so high right now.
It was terrible, dude. That day was so crazy. And then I woke up and like he lived in the little building. I just remember still being drunk and like walking up to the omelet station and being like, can I get 3 eggs cracked? And they just like cracked 3 eggs for me, and I was like walking back to my table just like
you are cracked, bro.
Daisy, this is not your treats. Dude, she thinks anything in like a foil bag is her treat. Look at her, dude.
She's so excited.
She's pissed because she's only had 2 treats today, and when my mom is here, she gets literally 10 treats a day. It's crazy.
I said it before. I said it again. No dog is that good.
No.
So these are Ben & Jerry's chocolate chip cookie dough chunks. So they're just like the chocolate chip cookie dough, like outside of the ice cream.
Right.
Cut to the chase, really.
I've already had some. I think Mike is the only one who hasn't had these before.
I can't have any more of these because these have already ruined my the beginning of my my white boy summer body. They've already done their damage. I'm good, thank you.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
They're great.
I don't know how you're expected to eat them. My thought is chopsticks because they're like when they're
gonna
cold,
like meld together.
They melt together.
Yeah,
after a while.
They've melded together now.
Yeah, and like even if you like bring them out in a room temperature, they only melt together more, and then just kind of
eat it all in one go.
Yeah, you kind of bite it off in chunks.
Daisy, for real, you can't have any of this. It's chocolate, babe. Don't do that. That's mean.
Yeah,
maybe I'm like part dog.
Mm-hmm.
What part?
Just the dick.
It's red.
Bright red. It has a very knot shaped.
I like skateboard culture. Like there's this time where like Spike Jonze directed a bunch of skate videos when he was younger. There's this one part in Yeah Right, this like iconic skate video where one. Owen Wilson is like hanging out with like Eric Costin and like a bunch of writers and stuff. And he's like, he's like talking shit on them. Like he's so like, good. Your tricks are trash, blah blah blah. Like you need a good ender for your part. You don't have an ender. And then they're like, what are you gonna do? Why don't you do something? And he's like, oh, you want to see me do something? And he like gets up and he like skates away, and they do like a camera trick where Eric Costin is wearing his the same thing he's wearing. Yeah. And he grinds a rail like an 8 stair. Yeah. And then like the camera pans away, and then Owen Wilson runs up and he's like, see, I got that. Yeah, right. And that's like the trailer to the video. It's so sick. But, like that's where I want to be. I want to be like Owen Wilson in that. Yeah. That's like what I want my relationship with skating to
That's
be.
Pretty funny. What was that Eddie Murphy movie where he plays like the big like lady?
Harlem Nights.
Yeah.
Norbit.
Yeah, you could probably like have like them body double you.
The person who played Norbit.
Well, the fat suit.
There is this guy who I like Jamie Foy, who he's definitely not like fat by any means, but he's not like skinny all like skaters are like you guys like have your guys' body types just like maybe not Jack's like they probably can't get on the skateboard. They're so tiny.
This video
they have tech decks.
I've got a skateboard. Tech decks, not tech decks.
Oh, Jack kind of looks like one of the tech deck guys with the big feet.
Motherfucker,
really short.
He does.
No, that's
They're
not.
all pale and they all look like.
Did you like the show? The Spy Kids Next Door. What
the
is
Kids
that
Next Door.
Kids Next Door.
Really small, big hands and big feet.
No.
Really skinny.
I look nothing like them.
You kind of look like you could just be dropped.
Number one.
It's nothing. That's not true. That's.
I think like he would be
Absolutely
able to
not.
sneak in. He would probably like be a spy for the adults because he's so old, but they wouldn't be able to tell because he's so small. They would think he's a kid
ridiculous,
because you
yeah.
know how that.
You're
have that
outing
concept.
yourself. You know more about the show than I do. This is.
Well, yeah, because I
ridiculous.
watched the show as an adult because it was as a kid.
Oh,
'cause
as
I-
an adult.
now
Yeah,
I
it was-
still
it was
watch
like-
as an adult.
I know that it came out for Jack when he was in his mid to late 40s, but for us, we were
Yeah,
kids.
we were kids when it came out. Now we're adults.
Even Daisy's looking at you like, really?
This is ridiculous. Absolutely.
I grew up watching that. Jack grew up watching Steamboat Willie,
No.
which is why he only talks in exaggerated animation.
It's stupid.
Jack was like, I love that movie. You know the movie when the train is coming at the screen?
You guys made this joke already. Every time you make this joke, every time it doesn't get funnier. It's not. There's no.
It doesn't get funnier because
It
it's the
doesn't-
funniest
No,
joke.
it's not. It's
Dude,
absolutely not.
Daisy is laughing so hard right now.
It's not.
I've never seen a
I
dog
just-
laugh.
That is so great.
So there's a skater that I like. His name is Jamie Foy.
Like in
and
a sexual way, or like
he's cute, yeah.
you heard it here first, folks.
There's no shot. There's no shot.
But I can't. I don't think it's okay to be gay in skate culture yet.
I think.
Oh
my God. Yeah.
Sorry,
I
you
think
can.
he's found.
I
Yeah,
think
he's found a loophole.
Found the one.
He's found his
found a
niche.
home. I guess he's just finding a way. This isn't a joke. It's just like a very. It's just a statement. I would have thought that he would have fucking died by now.
Jack and I were on Fairfax, looking at shoes. I dragged Jack to Fairfax to look at shoes, and Jack was just like, "Oh, this would be much better." We get to the front of every line.
Yeah. Sometimes you miss your sugar daddy.
My aunt drops this Jordan Peterson, the like clean your room or something speech in the group chat, and
Who's
then
that directed at?
and then my cousin drops like just like a laughing emoji, and then my aunt was like, "What?" And then then her brother dropped like another gif like making fun of it, and my aunt did not get it, and I think probably to this day still doesn't get why it was crazy that she
The
said
funny
that.
Kermit voice guy is funny.
He's inspiring, if anything.
I started an all meat diet after watching all of his videos. I haven't shit in just days, and my stomach hurts so bad. I feel like it's pretty easy to be a dog.
It is. People just take care of you.
Really.
I was thinking one day I went up to Daisy and I'm just like, "You've never worked a day in your fucking life." Like it was like his dad. I was very stressed.
Yeah.
She was just like sleeping in her bed, like at like 2:00. I was like, "You don't know what a day of work is." Me just like sit at my computer.
You know a single deadline.
Sitting on your computer, looking at your phone, watching TikToks while you're just not editing.
You've never had a deadline in your life.
Unpluggable.
You've never had to do anything by a certain time ever.
You've never had people demanding things of you.
Literally never.
People relying on you.
Oh,
What do you ever want?
But she's so cute.
she deserves it.
Earn your keep, or Joe Biden's not giving you that stim check.
I did. Daisy voted for Joe Biden.
Yeah, obviously.
And she
And did you file her as a dependent?
and I put her as a dependent.
That's
yeah.
smart. Is that with your marriage status?
Yeah.
Who are you
Yeah.
married to, by the way?
Daisy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Daisy is a person in the eyes of the government, both in voting and in
Multiple
and in
people.
getting claiming her on my taxes.
Yeah.
Daisy is my handicapped wife. That's why she's a dependent.
She got
Oh.
handicapped in war.
She was handicapped because before 2 years
blind,
ago she was a human, and then she got turned into a dog by a warlock.
And I have a magical realism brain.
Come on, this is a Shaggy Dog situation. Yeah. That's very real. Everyone knows about that. No, Daisy did tell me she wanted to vote for Biden, so I had to do it, and she voted by mail, so that was good for her.
We're so lucky that we were able to do that.
Not to keep it political, but she has about the same difficulty as Joe Biden with stairs, so.
I think she's better, honestly.
Maybe that's
I've never seen her slip. So.
I don't know. She struggles.
I was gonna say don't date the podcast, but the Republicans will probably still be talking about that slip in 3 years.
It's
100 years from now.
Joe Biden's going to like nuke one of the states, and it's still gonna be like the tan suits deal.
It's just one of the days that you wish that Trump was still on Twitter, because you know he would have posted just like a video of him walking up the stairs.
He would have had a compilation video. He would have posted the one of him like walking down the ramp.
The escalator would have been good too.
Yeah.
Dude, what happened to Trump's meme team? That's what.
Any of the guys that he would always like retweet that would just like Photoshop his face onto like wrestling gifs and stuff. That's awesome.
Or I mean, literally, the meme team that he had in the White House that like would make the videos that he would tweet out. Like what happened to them, dude? Like they need to still be around. I hope they still have jobs.
They all have jobs.
Well, they work for Biden
now. They're probably working for that one, the eye patch congressman now. And the wheelchair congressman.
I was gonna say Dan Soder. No, it's Dan Crenshaw.
Yeah. Dan Crenshaw and Madison.
Do you think he jumped out of that plane?
Yeah, of course.
What do you think he does his own stunts?
That's all real.
That's pretty dangerous
that
with
Avengers
one eye.
Where
trailer.
Where he lands on the car. That was pretty cool.
That was one take. They just had to edit it down because it took a really long time for him to get down.
Not that I think like losing an eye would like become my whole personality as well, but like I really don't think losing a limb would become everything about me.
Daisy lost her eye. She barely talks about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that Daisy's more inspirational than Dan Crenshaw for sure.
I feel like she tries to garner a lot of sympathy with it.
She does. I never see her scratch it, and then you guys are over and she's like,
oh my God.
like scratching her eye.
That's probably how Dan's wife feels. It's like he never brings it up at home, but whenever he's on stage, he's always talking about his fucking eye.
That's funny, yeah. No,
what's the name of that kid that is in the wheelchair now you bring him up?
Madison Coughlin?
That sounds like a fucking girl's name.
Dude, all those Southern Republicans have girls' names.
crazy.
Lindsey Graham.
Like, that's it.
You would think that
Mitch has like a girl name.
Oh, he does too.
Yeah, his actual name is like a.
It's it's some Nancy boy ass name.
Name. Yeah. Anyone can have any name. I just want to put it out there.
Anyone can have any name, but like if you're gonna have like a girly name that makes you sound like a slave owner, maybe
don't also be against like pronouns.
yeah. Don't also.
You can't be named Madison and then be like they them doesn't exist.
Yeah. I don't want any they thems in my bathroom.
Yeah.
White girl sorority names.
It's just that scene from Ted, the most famous scene in history of the world.
I was about to say I watched Ted like 2 weeks ago. That scene, I knew it was coming, and it still made me laugh.
That's so funny.
It's as impressive as Jeff Daniels. Jeff Daniels in the beginning of the newsroom. It's as impressive.
When in Yosemite.
Same thing.
I mean, like, people shit on Mark Wahlberg, but Mark Wahlberg, like, in one take, being able to, like, go through all that, remembering all that is very funny.
It is great.
It's not even that bit that got me. It's the bit where, like Ted cuts him off to, like, beat him to the punch, and he, like, I don't know.
And he keeps going. Well, Ted, that was probably after.
What?
Oh, yeah, that is true. And the fact that he's acting off of a no one.
Yeah, he's acting off of no one. So it's very funny.
Mark Wahlberg stubbed for Ted.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Mark
Maybe
Wahlberg's
the best Boston actor for sure.
Mark Wahlberg's the perfect actor for that because like if there's one thing that you can attribute to him, he's the best kind of actor because you tell him to believe something, he will believe it. You tell him there's a little bear that you're supposed to that like exists that he's talking to. He will give you his all for that.
He should have been in Good Will Hunting instead of Matt Damon.
He should be. They should have cast him in all the roles in The Town and all the roles in The Departed. Could you imagine Boondock Saints with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, he's already in.
Yeah, but I'm saying he plays every role. Him throwing himself off the roof.
No, that's pretty good.
That's pretty.
Him shooting himself in the elevator. Okay.
Like just a series of him shooting himself.
I mean, I can tell you right now, Mark Wahlberg would not hesitate to open the movie with a monologue where he blasts the N-word.
Yeah.
Where's Leonardo DiCaprio from?
I think isn't he from California?
I thought he was saying Cali.
But maybe he's like Northern California. I don't know.
It makes sense. I mean, he's like blonde.
That's all you gotta be.
Well, yeah, that's
to be from California. If you're white, not if you're Mexican. But there's some blonde Mexicans.
This one on occasion.
Yeah, I like dyeing my hair blonde.
So you can try to be Leo.
Have you? Yeah, born in Los Angeles.
He's just like a industry plant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a crisis actor for sure.
He was a crisis actor for Titanic.
Yeah. What's Eating Gilbert Grape was a movie that was supposed to come out after the vaccines were distributed, but the release schedule got fucked up and it accidentally got sent out early.
One time I was hanging out with someone at a coworker. We're at this bar, and he was talking about how he thought the Titanic was in the 80s. He was like the movie. It happened. Truly. He's like the movie happened like right after.
Yeah. In the 80s, everyone wore those. Everyone wore the.
That's what we were saying. We're like, dude, it was like 1912, and he was like, "What? No, it wasn't." He was like laughing at us. He thought we were joking.
What is he like conflating the Challenger and the Titanic?
And then the bartender was like, "What? When do you think the Titanic happened?" And he was like, "She's like, no, yeah, they're not joking. It happened." Like 1912.
He's truly a special mind.
How old is this man?
He's
our age.
Yeah.
Like 25, 26. Yeah. We could be at the protest, but we'll talk about it on our podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I have tendonitis on my knees, so I can't, and my ankles, so I can't like walk for that long.
We walked ourselves silly on that Black Lives Matter.
I'm still recovering. I mean, maybe I got COVID during that. I have like long-term COVID. You know, those symptoms.
I was talking to this girl. And she was like, I was like, what are you doing tomorrow? And then she's like, oh, I'm getting my first dose of the vaccine, and then I'm gonna go to a march for Asian AAPI people. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh, that's cool.
Is that like AARP or?
Yeah.
Could you explain
Asian
that?
American Pacific Islander. So she was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to that
equivalent driving skill though.
She's like, hopefully I don't So she was like talking about how she's like, hopefully I don't feel too sore so I can go to it. And then I was like, yeah, you'll be fine. And then today she like
encouraging her to go to a crowd.
And then today she chatted me, and she was like, my arm is too sore. I'm not going. I'm staying home.
That's so funny. I'm an ally.
It's really affecting the women in your life severely.
That's crazy. Maybe arm problems is like a female trait with a vaccine for sure.
Dude,
not being able to use your arms to do any work, that's a female trait.
Dude, when Jack gets it, he's gonna be like in a cast.
Okay, all right.
He's gonna be in a hospital in a full body cast.
Honestly, I don't think they have vaccines small enough for Jack.
Small enough? What do you mean small enough? Everybody gets it.
They're gonna have to send Osmosis Jones to administer it to him.
Jack is I know he's talking about how Jack is Ant-Man, right? But the size that Jack is right now is like Ant-Man when he grows to his most giant that he can.
His giant size.
So that Jack.
He picks up things.
Yeah, Jack has to do the giant size to get this big for the podcast. But normal times he's very small.
John is very heavy-footed, so he has to worry when Jack is walking around so he doesn't step on him.
Like John would be careful.
3, 5, 4, 5.
That's actually how John and I met.